Hello teacher, this is my video for the Content Learning Integrated Language. First, what is the CLIL? It is the study of content or subjects like geography, math, science, music through a second language, which means that the students study the content by studying the language all at the same time. Next, how did the CLIL emerge? For what I could find, the term emerged originally in 1994 in Europe by David Marsh. But for what I read, this term was applied until this year, but the class itself, the CLIL itself, it has been applied for many years. It was adopted by Europe and by some researchers there, but nowadays teachers use it for their classes. Why is the CLIL important? I found that it can be a great way for students to learn about content and about a second language at the same time. And also, the content that they are seeing is something that they will use for life. It's not something that isn't going to help them in any way, because it's stuff like science, like math, history, things that are interesting and that can actually help them. So they are learning all this new content, and they're also learning a new language, a language that they can use further in the future if they want to go outside the country or things like that. It also gives them new experiences, because the CLIL has a different way, and it is made up of different stages. So they get new experiences in every stage, which is kind of different from a normal master class that you get in school. So I think this is why the CLIL is really important for them. Also, in the intercultural aspects, they are advancing in that because of all the content and of their relationships with this content and with their students, and how much they are learning about other countries, of other cultures. So this is an aspect that is really important nowadays. Next, how does the CLIL work? Okay, it works by having a social interaction between the teacher and the students, so everyone in class needs to participate and to interact with each other. Also, along the process, the students learn to solve problems by themselves, and they learn to research for the content, to do surveys, to do summaries, everything that helps them gather the information that they need to go on. And I think this is very important. I think this is a great pillar for how does this work. Also, they are asked to think by themselves, to be creative, to have a mind of their own, basically. So it's not that the teacher is giving a master class and they only have to write in the notebook. No, I think this is very important, because they are doing basically all the research, all the work by themselves. So the CLIL gives them an opportunity to really excel and find new ways to solve problems, to research. Okay, what are the advantages of the CLIL? I found that some advantages are that they are learning all this new content that maybe they are seeing in Spanish or in other subjects, but to see it in a new language, it is very important, because it is sometimes new content, sometimes you learn new vocabulary. Also, you're learning a new language, a language that could be useful in the future. So I think this is very important. I think this is a great advantage. And with the readings and the activities, they can practice grammar and speaking as well. Next, we have, what are the drawbacks of the CLIL? I found that if the CLIL is not well balanced and not well planned, it can be a disaster for students, because then they will have too much of the first part but not enough of the second part. So the class itself is not going to work, and you do a class to benefit the students, for them to understand and know. So if you do not plan a class well, the students are not going to understand anything. They are not going to be able to relate anything. They are not going to get an opportunity to get better. Next, we have, what kind of materials and resources are useful to the CLIL? Well, for what I could see, many resources are useful, because if you're in a music class, you can use all kinds of instruments to teach the students what you're doing, how you're doing it, to make them understand what it sounds like. You can use textbooks, posters, speakers, recordings, the laptop, photographs maybe. What should the teacher's profile be to teach the CLIL? I think that the teacher should be responsible, creative, and do assessments, because assessments are very important, because this way she can see if their students are really gaining the best in the CLIL, and at the same time she can assess if what she's doing is correct, or if she herself needs to change a little bit for the students to understand better. And in the creative part, she needs to always be like researching what can she do to make it better for students to understand. So I think these are very important aspects for a teacher to have. And for the students, I think that their role is that they should be collaborative in class with their students and with the teacher, always be interactive, be creative, have some independence so that they can go and research information and gather what they need. And that would be it. Thank you.